Now we're Dr. Darien talking about a new study that's taking a look at frequent cannabis use and how it may affect memory and decision making.
This is such an interesting study as cannabis is used more widely across the nation. You know, a study shows in 2022 that more than 17 million people reported being daily users of cannabis, whether that be smoking it or eating it. In this study, it looks to see how it affects our memory. This is one of the larger studies that we've seen on this subject, over 1,000 participants, and they gauged whether or not they were mild, moderate, or severe or heavy users of cannabis, and they found that those who had heavy use had deficiencies in their working memory. That's the type of memory that we use to follow directions when we use our short-term memory, for example, to have an immediate response. In the middle of a conversation, writing down a grocery list, looking in your rearview mirror, and remembering what you saw and then driving. These are the important parts that we use for everyday activity, and it seems as though 63% of those who were heavy users had decreased brain activity in the areas of our brains that helped us with working memory.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question that DeMarco asked you, okay? Which is this only while you're participating in the usage, or is this even after?
You know, that's an interesting question. We'll keep the privacy. I'll pretend that was just a hypothetical one. You know, in this study, they asked that question.
It's a very good question.
Fantastic question. Many people said, do I get my memory back if I had a history of having heavy use in my child or my younger years, for example, and my older years, does that memory come back? And unfortunately, it shows that those effects from chronic use, just specifically with heavy users, were persistent through time. Now, this study is relatively limited. Although it's the largest one, it's still only 1,000 people, and it seems as though the majority of those who were affected were men with limited education, so that also makes a difference in terms of the outcome, but still enough to be said, more to learn about this subject as we see more and more use of it.